Yeah.
Hello. Oh, you dying? All right, cool. Yep, he's dying. It's all right. Look, we got this is how the night's starting right now. Dead.
This is the real deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. You know,
Coming to you live.
that's how real the deal was. He couldn't even get that out.
I could not even get it out. I was like straight up choking. They was like watching me die in real time. Oh my god.
Yep, it was great.
I think my tonsils been swollen lately. So like if I eat anything like and of course it's jelly bean season, which is my favorite time of the year.
Wait.
Because
explain jelly bean season to me.
Easter.
It's Easter.
Oh, okay.
So okay, you know, I'm Christian. I love Jesus. However, if there was ever a Hallmark season for me as a human, it's jelly bean season because Starburst jelly beans come out, Sweet Tart jelly beans come out, Sour Patch Kids, like everybody who is a candy connoisseur, they release jelly beans.
I feel like that's not a candy connoisseur type of thing. Jelly beans are like low tier candy, I feel.
You say that, but I will literally buy an entire bag of jelly beans and then go, yeah, no, these, like I'll eat one and be like, nope, these not for me, and I will toss them all out.
I'm a jelly bean connoisseur and I'm a candy connoisseur and I don't like jelly beans.
Well,
that's what I was saying. I feel like
a candy connoisseur.
I feel like when people. I feel like jelly beans is like the bland, like everyday, like it just kind of dips in and out. It's not, committed. It's not out here being for real, for real.
That's unfortunate. See, I'm a jelly bean connoisseur. Like,
I feel like if we poll connoisseur, like I feel like we poll people will be like, yeah, jelly beans are a thing. They'll eat them, but they're not like that many people's favorite.
We have the leg up because every other season is not jelly bean season, and I think you had the leg down since
I know.
such a small time.
I know, and it's funny too, cause like the only time that I'm really truly happy about candy in life is around Easter, cause that's when jelly beans come back. And so today's video is sponsored by Sweet Tart jelly beans, baby. Best jelly beans out right now.
I have no opinion on jelly beans, and I will continue to have no opinion on jelly beans.
Hopefully I don't choke.
Has these hot cocoa kisses, and they only release them during like winter, Christmas time. And I'll buy like 3 bags, and I have to like ration them through the rest of the year because the hot cocoa ones are so good.
I did not know those existed. I'm gonna have to try them next year.
We can't find them. We have to wait.
Yeah,
sorry. I'll try them next year.
I consider that each time too, like buying more than I need. But the problem is that jelly beans get hard. So
yeah,
crazy.
And so like when I buy a bag like these, I can literally just like squash in my maybe not as easily, but I can squash them like in my fingers. I like that's how soft they are.
What are jelly beans made out of?
I don't know.
Gelatin.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. I don't know, man. No, there's better candies.
I know.
I personally prefer chocolates. Honestly, I prefer baked goods.
Have you had Chocolate Thunder? The second sponsor.
He didn't have to do that.
Chocolate Thunder.
Why are you saying that?
That's how you say their name.
Just let them be in it. We just let it go. We're just
So
letting it die.
One of our mutual best friends created a chocolate company in Kalamazoo, and it's called A Chocolate Thunder. So I'm giving him some free ads right here, advertising.
Oh, got it.
Oh, okay, that's nice. But
Hashtag ad, hashtag promo.
That's right.
Hashtag sponsor us.
Today we are sponsored by Chocolate Thunder and Sweet Tart jelly beans. Sweet Tart,
good
make
job.
more of them. That's their motto.
No, don't.
Okay. So today we are talking about getting Allie some better internet. I mean, Destiny.
Why you gotta calm down like this?
Right. Just straight.
Destiny. Good old Destiny.
Not the game.
Not the game. Although it was good, and then it was bad, and then it was good again, and then it was trash.
To be fair, it was always just meh. Like it was always solid. It was always like right on the cusp of greatness. But that's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about the game of life.
The game of life. Also, not the game of life, which was
Right.
also trash.
Talking about that is going to be a whole nother thing, but we're going to move on. It's a good game, but anyway.
God, I hate that game. Anyways, okay, Allie is on fire, y'all. This is her 3rd week in a row proposing our topic. Allie, why'd you want to talk about Destiny?
I wanted to talk about Destiny because I was at Goodwill last week and I got a Magic 8 Ball and I've been using it to make all of my decisions.
As you do.
So brave.
Whoa, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not brave. The Magic 8 Ball knows all. It knows the way, and it will guide you to wherever your destiny has laid bare.
So
Which is true.
I feel a couple of things. I have a backstory.
Okay.
I one time went on a date and I was in this man's apartment and he had a Magic 8 Ball on his table. I was having a bad date, and so when he went to the bathroom, before he went, I was like, "Can I play with your the Magic 8 Ball?" And he was like, "Yeah, ask whatever you want to." And I asked it in my head. I was like, I was like, "Should I stay on this date or should I leave?" And it said like yes, leave or whatever. Like, yes, that's what you should do. And so he came out and he was like, "Did you get the answer you wanted?" Or it said yes, stay on the date. And he was like, "Did you get the answer you wanted?" And I said, "No." And he was like, "That's the point of the." He was like, "That's the point of the Magic 8 Ball. It makes you realize what you really want to do."
Yeah.
Interesting.
Same thing as flipping a coin.
Interesting.
It's the same thing as flipping a coin, though. You guys ever do that with the coin?
Also, I've been using the Magic 8 Ball to determine if I should match with men on a dating app. And that's been kind of 50-50.
That sounds fun.
Honestly,
that sounds a lot.
The way that I've been doing it hasn't been working out, so you might as well.
Oh, okay. So check that off. Nope, no need to try that. Research completed.
Interesting. Okay, so Magic 8 Ball to make some decisions. That's interesting. So I'm a naturally indifferent person, which makes decision making.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I think a lot of people it drives nuts. It drives me nuts too because there's things that I simply don't care about. Like I simply don't have enough care about to make a decision one way or the other, and I can't force myself to make a decision one way or the other. So I've had to learn to flip a metaphorical coin in my head.
You could just get the Magic 8 Ball and let it take over that part of your life.
That's true, but then I have to carry around a giant magic black 8 Ball. I'm good.
No.
You want to ask it a question right now?
Okay.
We should ask our viewers. If we have any viewers and you have a question, I will happily.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Take the Magic 8 Ball.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in the comments.
Okay.
If you want to ask the magic, let's spell that wrong.
Do it. Ask it the questions.
Except you have to trust me in what the response is, because if I don't. Oh wait, can you read that?
Question post here.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna work.
It says, "Better not tell you now."
Oh.
Okay. My question for the Magic 8 Ball is: should I quit my job tomorrow?
Should I quit my job tomorrow? Alright.
Very doubtful.
Oh.
Is that what it said?
You.
Yeah,
Very doubtful. Yeah.
Dang.
I know.
You ask me a question.
That's how I know it's Jesus, because Jesus was like, "Nah, bruh. You supposed to stay there." Daquan, you got a Magic 8 Ball question?
I don't. I'm thinking about what should I ask it. I am also indifferent, but I don't care to ask questions like this. I just do whatever I feel like at the moment.
Should I get back together with my ex-boyfriend?
I thought we already said that was a no.
says don't count on it.
It's also Jesus was looking out for you. Jesus is clearly looking out for both of us right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about destiny.
I have another I'm gonna dominate this conversation.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm good with that.
Go ahead, dominate.
So, I don't remember if we talked about this on the show or not, or if I just have told you guys about this, but whenever I'm out and I'm, like, talking to a man and I don't want to give him my number, or I'm, like, unsure about it, or he asks for my phone number, I'm always like, no. If it's meant to be, destiny will bring us together again. And so, like, that's my go-to line. Because, like, I don't want to say no, because men don't take rejection well, but if you put it, like,
Nobody
on something else.
I was about to say that, but I was going to let it ride.
Wait, what'd you say?
Nobody takes rejection well. It's rejection.
Yes, exactly. So when I put it on destiny, it's kind of like, oh, maybe we will. Maybe this was meant to be. Like, if the, whatever.
Man. We just think it's a lie, and we just be like, all right, whatever.
When I don't want somebody...
They're going to do right there. They was like, nah, I'm about to force destany's hand right now.
When I don't want somebody to, like, when I don't want to give somebody my number, I do one of two things. I either give them my Snapchat, which I never use, or I give them my Instagram, which has pictures of my kids on it. So either way, they're not gonna, like, they're gonna see the kids and be like,
I just don't talk to people.
Like,
See, I'm just very direct. No,
I just be like, nah, I'm good.
But in the reverse, I am like a firm believer that I make my own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'll say shit like that, but I, like, have gone back in a bar to, like, ask a man for his number. Like, I have no problem, like, making what I want happen. So
that's true, but you can't fight fate.
Here we go.
And I have.
Nah, that was already in your cards. The Magic 8-Ball already knew what you wanted.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Magic 8-Ball, come on my side.
Signs point to yes.
I knew it. Magic 8-Ball just wants chaos, that's all.
Chaotic good.
Magic 8-Ball came to fight today, that's all.
Magic 8-Ball did come to fight today. You can't fight destiny. You sat there and said, oh, I'm going to go back and try to establish this. But that's who you are. That's what you always were going to do. Just like you said, oh, if I'm going to sit there and just tell them, like, oh, we'll leave it up to destiny if we meet again. Somebody else, depending on who they are, they would be like, nah, fuck that. I'm about to sit here and push this. Because they already were going to do the thing that they were going to do. You can't fight fate. Things happen. Everything moves through action and reaction. This is how the entire world works. Fate, destiny is already written. We're just living through it in real time.
Man, we got to this point in this conversation way sooner than I was expecting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because she went straight for it, and I was like, oh, all right, I guess here we go. You went for the neck. I gotta go. I have to respond in kind.
I didn't go for the neck. How did I go for the neck?
You just came out and said, I make my own fate. And I'm like, ooh, I am diametrically opposed to that. What do you want me to do? Just be like, nah, yes, man.
Straight up spit on his moral values.
What was I supposed to do? Just sit there and be like, oh, man. Agree to disagree? That's dumb. First off,
what was your question?
Exactly, because it just knows I'm just spitting straight facts. That's all I'm laying out.
That Magic 8-Ball came to fight today. Oh my god.
It did.
That is so
Look,
funny.
it woke up and chose violence.
It was fun.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be funny. I'm not gonna lie, if you took it to the bar with you and just used it to sit there every time a situation came up and used the Magic 8-Ball.
She did. She posted pictures of her at the bar with the Magic 8-Ball. She did.
Oh my god. That was it fun? I thought it would be fun. Okay.
It was fun.
I might try that. I might try to do that one day. Definitely want to do that.
That does sound like a lot of fun. Like, to just be like, this is ultimate spontaneity right here.
My friend and I decided that we're gonna do like a whole Magic 8-Ball day where like everything we want to do, we ask it and we do whatever it says. Like, should we turn here? Should we go in this restaurant?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun.
That
definitely do
very dangerous as well.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're doing it with somebody because that sounds like more fun.
Look, whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Okay, how about this? By a show of hands, who believes in free will?
Oh. Wait. I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute.
That means the Quan's outnumbered. That's unfortunate.
It's okay. That's fine. Look, free will is just an illusion.
That's hilarious.
I'm okay with that. I'm used to
it was gonna be a lose regardless because I knew he was the only person out of us who believes in whatchamacallit anyway.
Determinism.
Yeah. So
Wait, you don't think free will exists? You think we're controlled by what?
Every action reaction. When you make a decision, what makes that decision? Do you? And how do you make that decision? Is it random? Do you just sit there and say, I'm going to do this? Or is there a reasoning behind it? Are you logical? Do you have feelings? Do you have emotions? Do you make your decisions based off of that? What made you to decide that this random 8-ball is going to be the thing that makes the decision for me? What actually makes the 8-ball have it come up? Is it how you shake it? What are these? We can get into the physics of everything.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Daquan.
Okay.
I'm some of this is because I've already had some of these conversations with you, but do you believe that I'm trying to think how to phrase it. Do you believe that so you're Christian, correct?
Yes.
You believe in Jesus, God, Lord, Savior?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that God controls you?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean,
you said that so defeatedly.
Yes, because I knew where we were going. Like I knew where we were going the moment he started this. So here's the thing: do I believe God controls me? Yes. In the Bible, didn't it say that God hardened out Pharaoh's heart, and that's what made him chase them into the thing? Yeah. Didn't God literally force Jonah to sit there and say, "Bro, I don't care what you're doing. You about to go talk to these people."
Yeah, but Jonah still had free will because Jonah was actively going against God. Like he didn't change Jonah's mind.
The whole point of that was to show this inevitability.
Okay, so how about this? Let's ask this question, and let's use Jonah because Jonah is a really good example. Is it inevitable? Is the inevitability what takes away free will, or is it the actual control of a decision? So
the control of a decision.
Oh, so you think it's the control but see, that's different than Jonah though. So let's say
because let me put it this way.
No. Let me ask the question. Let me ask the question. This is for you too, Allie. So a person is walking down the street and they think to themselves, there's a left and there's a right, and they can only choose one or the other. They think to themselves, I'm gonna go right. Then they go right and they win $1 million. Then, backtrack. A person walks down the street. They think, I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right. However, a boulder suddenly falls down and crashes right into the right spot. So then they have to go left. And then they win $1 million. So, which one do you think is what is happening?
They're both the same thing. You just gave the reason. There's a reason why the person chose to go the direction in the first time. You just don't necessarily know it. And it's what I believe are people are very complex machines that have a code and that have a written. There's a reason why I believe there's a reason why to everything on existence. Whether that's true or not is debatable, but so far that's the way I'm operating for life and everything else.
That's interesting.
The reasoning the reasoning why someone chooses left is not random. They chose that way for a reason, right?
I agree with that, but I still also think that free will exists because it does. Like because it does. Because I can do all the right things and like I still won't get the outcome I want because someone else has free will to like, you know, do what they want.
I have a question.
What?
Does a rat in a maze have free will?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
okay. Well,
is there cheese in the maze?
This is my question then. Before I answer your question, how would you define free? Are you saying unlimited, or are you saying the ability to have some volition?
I would say that when you come to free will, it's the ability to truly be unrestricted is what I would say.
Because I think freedom exists on the spectrum, you know, like
yes.
you can't just like you don't just go I'm not free, I'm free, and then you just have everything in between.
And here's the thing: there's no such thing as absolute freedom. There's
Wait, I think I wanna change my answer.
Okay.
And here's why. I think that we can have a better idea of achieving the outcome we want because we have like studied like psychology and communication, and there are certain things and ways you can do things to almost guarantee a certain outcome now, like in where we are now with like studying people, I guess, and like brains or whatever. And also I forgot the second part of what I was gonna say, but that's the first part of what I was gonna say.
I mean, that actually goes to my close to my point. When someone experiences a traumatic event, are they really free to make choices?
Okay, wait,
kind of.
And my second point is that I feel like free will, would that be like I can like not like live by the laws we've decided and like kill somebody or like go and, you know, do all the crazy things like a purge or something, you know what I'm saying? So like I guess we have all agreed to a certain amount of free will.
Yeah, I think so. Using the mouse in a labyrinth or whatever, in a maze or whatever, I imagine that's the amount of freedom that we have. So I think that God did give us free will, but I think that God is actively trying to push us towards our fate or destiny. And so, you know, the cheese at the end of the maze is inevitable. Now, if we're talking about destiny, and eventually we'll bring the conversation back to destiny, I think that, you know, everybody has a purpose or a destiny, like a thing that they must accomplish in life. But I don't know that I don't think it's as grandiose as people think it is. Like, I don't know that everybody needs to like save the world. I think some people are just meant to like have a conversation with the right person at the right time, and then push them in, like they're just another wall. Like they just push them in a different direction as they move towards the cheese.
But here's the point. Wait, hold on. I want to just piggyback off of that. That destiny right there. If that is someone's destiny to be there to push you in a direction, does that person who they push have free will, or are they just a victim of their circumstance?
I think they still have free will because you know, taking it back to Jonah, and it works with the rat too. The rat can always choose to actively walk away from, like, in the opposite direction, and it's going like it will, you know, it could. And the other thing that's really sad is that a rat could die in the maze before it gets to the cheese. And so
you're right.
And I think that
all these things
I think that's what sucks for humans, is that we're actively like a lot of people, I think, because of media and TV shows and stuff, I think a lot of people grow up believing that they have to accomplish something grand in life. And sometimes it's like, no, you can just be a good person, a genuinely good person, and touch all phrasing, and touch all the right people's hearts in life. And like, you got the cheese before you died, you know? Like, that's kind of what I believe. But I think some people yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we bring like reincarnation into it? Like, if they don't reach their like destiny or like the thing they were meant to do, like, are they gonna keep like
going back over and over and over and again?
Yeah, until they achieve that.
That is one idea about it. When it comes to reincarnation, there's like a lot of different theories. There's that type of theory where you're constantly going through this to achieve this like nirvana or a perfect state where you finally can ascend. Yeah. There's another one where we are all just the same person, reincarnating. Reincarnating over and over again. Everything that exists is you. It's just a different version of the reincarnation of you. And then there's another one.
You have to watch the video. It's called The Egg. It's a short story, but it's really good. And it like after you listen to it, you'll just be like, oh my god, who am I?
What's it called?
It's called The Egg.
The Egg.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Just type in the egg story.
Is it like what came first, the chicken or the egg?
No, I mean, we can explain it here too, but it's really nuanced. Like, you watch it, you'll like once they start explaining it, you'll like after it's over with, you'll kind of be like, dang, wow.
Yeah. There was another one about reincarnation, but I forgot by now. But anyway, the whole point I was going to get to is, when it comes to the maze, maybe the maze wasn't a good example, but we can use Jonah. When the story starts off, God knows that Jonah's not going to go there, right?
Sure.
The whole point of him doing this is to get Jonah onto the whale so we can have this story.
Right.
That was the intention. Did Jonah have a choice in any of that? Because, let me put it this way. When you think of what you are, what do you consider yourself? I consider myself, I am the sum of all my past experiences put together in one thing currently. And that thing continues to experience and change over time, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no control in any of the experiences I experienced. I was put here randomly. Well, not necessarily randomly. I was put here and I've just dealt with things as I came. I had no choice about like the circumstances of my birth. I had no choice in the circumstances of my environment. I had no choice in literally everything that made me. I had nothing to do with. So how can I have free will when all the things that made me and that makes me make the choice are not anything I ever chose?
Well, you have free will now.
Do I have free will now, or am I just chained to the previous experiences?
Interesting. So
I think you're chained to the previous experiences, and do you want like therapy to break like free of those chains?
But do you ever actually break free? Even when you break free of those chains, now you're just doing a different program. It's not that you're free; you just serve a different master.
That's a very interesting way to think about it.
Like, back to the whole thing before about freedom. You're right. Freedom doesn't really exist. Even when you're like, people sit there and say, I'm going to be free, choose freedom by doing all the things I want. You're not free. You're just a slave to your emotions or your desires now. You're always a slave to something. It's about choosing what you're a slave to and what makes you make that choice.
So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. You go first, Allie.
No, that was all I needed. That was all.
So this is what I believe. I think God. So this is my opinion, and everybody has their own opinion, and especially when it comes to Christianity, there's a lot of mix-ups, and people like to just use the Bible the way they want to use the Bible, which isn't cool, but it's whatever. Like,
nah, man, those Jesus bricks hit.
What I believe is that God, and I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. I'm not saying this I'm not saying this because it's true. I'm saying it because it's the way that my brain makes it make sense. I imagine God being all powerful created humans because they were bored. And I think because they were bored, they were like, you know what? I want something that can entertain me. And like I said, I'm just speaking generally. I want something that can entertain me, that can love me. That, you know, I got kids. I still, for the love of me, cannot figure out why humans produce children. like I don't understand logically why. And I think God, I think it's kind of a similar thing. Like I feel like God was like, I kind of want something that'll entertain me, that I can love, that'll love me back. And so I'm gonna create humans, because God created angels, but angels are robots. Like they just they're programmed to do whatever God tells them to do. They're more powerful than humans. They can do more stuff than humans, but humans are able to create and do things similarly to God. And I was listening to a podcast, and somebody said, somebody asked a question on the podcast, and they said if God created a perfect world before humans, why would he add humans? And the person replied and said, I don't think God created a perfect world before humans. He created a sandbox, and he wanted to create something with humans. Because if he created a perfect world, then there's no point. That, like, why would he create humans to name animals if he knew or wanted to name the animals himself, you know? Like I feel like God was like, I'm bored and I want something to do, and I want to share something with somebody, and I want somebody to love me, so I'm gonna create some people.
Have an ant farm.
Yeah. And and that's actually a great example, an ant farm, because as the, you know, quote unquote master of the ants, you can sit there and glory in what they create, and you're just like, wow, look at them create stuff and like dig tunnels. And I imagine God is like, oh my God, look at that thing that they're doing right there. That's so interesting. But they're constantly trying to intervene and change things to get people towards that cheese. And some people actively fight against the cheese, and other people, God is like, okay, I'm gonna swallow them up with a whale and then put them back. And then other people like get to the cheese without any effort.
Water bottle in the ant farm just to drown them, see what's gonna happen.
I have a question.
Hey, sometimes you mess up.
Yeah, sometimes
you ordered fire ants the first time. You was like, dang, I got fire ants. Let me just
let's just get rid of this real quick.
Start over. Yeah. Okay, I promise I won't do that again, guys.
But Bracy, I have a question. Do you think Eve had a choice to eat the apple?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let's add. This is the real question. There's two questions. First, do I think Eve existed as an actual human being? No. Second thing, do I think if Eve was an actual human being, if they had a choice? Yes. Third thing, do I think Eve eating the apple was inevitable? Yes. Why? Because the Bible doesn't actually say how long they were in the garden for.
True.
So they could have been in garden for 20,000 years, just chilling, hanging out, and eating, and doing things the right way. Okay. And then they were like, you know what? We've been here for 20,000 years. I kind of want to know what that fruit tastes like. And then they finally was like, okay, let's taste the fruit then, because we've been here for 20,000 years. Let's take the fruit.
Nope.
It's been 20,000 years.
I disagree. I think it wasn't.
I think blaming Eve for eating the apple is the start.
It's not blaming Eve for eating the apple. No, I understand why people do that, but
I know she was going to bring that up.
This gets to my point. Eve was always going to eat the apple. It was the plan for Eve to eat the apple. God put the tree there. No, it wasn't even about the woman. It was about humanity was going to do this, because when we put this, when God made all this stuff, and he made Adam and Eve and said, the only rule I have is that you don't eat from this apple. He did that on purpose.
Yeah,
God told that to Adam, not to Eve.
Okay, so yes. So there's two things. One, I agree with you, Daquan. Yes, he did that. God did that on purpose because love has to have a choice. Like, you have to choose to love somebody. You can't simply... You can't, like... God, like, I don't think God wanted to create humans the same way he created angels. Like, he didn't want beings that just loved him. I think he wanted to create beings that chose to love him or to not love him, because...
What a narcissist.
Well, I mean, you can... That's fine, like, if that's what you believe, whatever. but that's a human word. Like,
the universe you live in, you can be a narcissist, I
right, and it makes all of us narcissists because we all have children who we want to love us. And it's like,
right.
So like, yeah, like you could say, oh, this is a loving parent, and then you look at God and be like, God's a narcissist. But it's like, but you did the exact same thing that God did, and so it's that's one thing. But the other thing is that I think that what did you say earlier, Allie? What was it that you said? Oh, about the man and the woman. God actually didn't intervene until Adam ate of the apple. So you could say that Adam is actually the one who pushed.
The whole point isn't necessarily
chaos.
about like man, woman. Is the whole thing is really that people are like the nature of humanity. We're gonna do some. We're gonna mess up. We're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, we're gonna mess up.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
A whole blaming like, oh, it's all Eve's fault. That's stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
But my point is the tree was put there for a reason. The tree was put there to make someone eat it. God put the tree there knowing that I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you Christian believe God is all powerful, right?
Yeah.
Omniscient.
Yeah.
Knows past, present, and future.
Yeah.
He knew that if I put this tree
I would say exists outside of it. I'm not saying that God doesn't or does know the future or the past or the present. I think that our understanding of what God knows is not comprehensible. So I think
I would say it's not comprehensible.
Yeah, I think
the
we
future
like
is comprehensible to me.
Yeah, but that's why I think it's a problem, because I think we go, well, we can comprehend the future, so God must be more smart than that. He must know the past, the present, and the future. I think God exists outside of that paradigm, and we just have to put it inside of the paradigm so that we can understand how powerful
fourth dimension
God is.
Technology, fourth dimension, how it works. Yes, I understand what you're saying, but the whole point is these things were done with intention.
Yeah,
and these things were done with intention to have that effect. If they were done with intention to have that effect, did Eve, whatever, quote unquote, have a choice? Did humanity have a choice?
I think so.
I don't think we had a choice. I think that was the point. The moment it all started, this was inevitable. This was going to happen.
No, you are correct in its inevitability. However, I think that just because it's inevitable doesn't mean that you don't have a choice, because you actively choose to or not to engage, and each time you choose, you're enacting your free will.
That's not inevitable, though. Inevitable means there is no choice. It happens.
No,
it's always going to happen.
Inevitability just means that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean that you don't have a choice.
If you...
I just broke him. You heard that?
No, inevitability, you don't have a choice. You can't make it not happen because it's inevitable.
No, I think you're mixing two things together. Because I don't...
But you can choose how you're going to respond to it. Like, this boulder is going to fall either way. You can either, like, choose to stand there and be crushed by it, or you can choose to step to the right and not be crushed by it.
But that's not... You're pulling away from the choice. My point is, the boulder's going to fall. Okay, you can't change the boulder.
Okay, what about this? What if... And let's just play this out. What if God created this tree and told Adam and Eve that they couldn't eat of it? And Adam and Eve was like, they got smart. They was like, you know what? to eliminate the temptation, we just gonna burn the tree down. And they tried to burn the tree down. What do you think God's response would be? And I'm asking you specifically as a human. Like, what do you think God would do?
My whole point is that he knew what choice they were going to make before they made the choice.
Sure,
Fair.
But that doesn't mean that he's controlling them.
And this is the thing. Yes. Okay, so you pray, right?
Yeah.
What are you praying for?
I don't pray for things. I just pray to talk to God.
Okay, but when people pray, what are they praying for? When
Yeah.
you pray to God,
People are
what
selfish.
are you praying for?
They're praying for stuff. Like, I get that.
Not just stuff. Not even just stuff. For them, things to change within them. For something to happen. For them, right?
Sure.
You're praying that, you can, give me the strength to move on. Do this, do all these things, right? That inherently means God affects your life, correct?
Yeah. So let's talk about that then, because I think that, man, this really became a very religious conversation.
I know. And I was trying to avoid this, but
I don't think you were. I think this is what you wanted to
no, it's not. I can argue. For example, other argument I would go on for is, all right, Bracy, you like jelly beans, right?
Yep.
Did you choose to like jelly beans, or did you discover you like jelly beans?
I discovered I like jelly beans.
So that wasn't your choice. You had no free will in the choice of whether or not you like jelly beans.
So yeah, that's a true statement, and I completely agree with you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
What?
This is the direction I was going to go. Because of Bracy, we go the religious route because it's a natural tendency to go that route, but so
I completely agree with you. I think that humans on some level have been created to have specific likes and interests. Like, I'm always going to like strawberry ice cream. Mm-hmm. I'm always going to like sweet tart jelly beans. Like, I think I'm always going to like those things because I was designed to like those things. Do I choose to like those things? No. But do I choose to engage in those things? Yes. And I think
doesn't the like of those things, doesn't that inherent point? I feel that inherent point, just the way you said, I don't really choose to like jelly beans. I just discovered I did. Mm-hmm. I feel that statement is the same for every aspect of our lives.
Oh yeah.
I never really choose to be a type of way. I discover who I am.
Yeah.
And I act upon that thing I discovered.
I agree with that, but the thing is that
and that's still the truth.
That's still
when
different.
did you ever have a choice? When did your free will interact?
But that's still different than it's still different than choosing to like liking something, not having the choice to like or dislike something is, in my opinion, is very different than choosing to engage or interact with something. So, and the Bible talks a lot about temptation and stuff, and we all deal with different versions of temptation, and I think that you can let's throw porn out there. I don't know, grandma porn. You could happen upon grandma porn and then be like,
no king shaming.
Wow, okay, hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me because I'm going into politics. Somebody find this sound bite.
This clip right here. This right here, the end of your whole career. Go on, back it up.
Somebody could be like, wow, I really enjoy grandma porn. I really enjoy some grandma porn. But you find that you have to choose to engage or not engage in it. And if you actively engage in it, then, you're going down the path that you're choosing to go down. And you could choose not to as well.
My argument is even the choice to choose to engage or engage in it is predetermined by your own likes and things. All those aspects of you that are basically you don't have any free will over come together, and it is what dictates which path you go down.
No, I think that what Matt Bracy's saying has a better argument, because if there was never any choice or desire or temptation, then we would never like grow. There would never be any new ideas.
We would end up like York. It's a little One Piece joke that only the most current One Piece fans would know.
Yeah.
Oh. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Continue.
I didn't get the reference either, so it was fine. It was fine. But here's my counter to this thing. When you sit there and say growth, what do you mean growth? Growth to what?
Like to anything. I mean, what if my like temptation was like I really love earrings and the earrings I'm wearing
say grandpa porn.
No.
I was actually really hoping she said grandpa porn, and I was like, oh, that's definitely good news.
I don't know why you thought he was going to choose anything else. It's Matt Bracey. That was the choice he was going to make. It was inevitable. There was no other choice Matt Bracey can make, because there's only one choice Matt Bracey will make.
Anyways, I really like earrings, and maybe that wasn't a choice. Maybe that was destiny. But because I don't like the way they fit on my ear or whatever, then I'm going to choose to make one that fits differently.
Isn't that just two things about yourself you can't congru? You like earrings, but you don't like this, which is also not in your control, and that dislike overpowers your like. And to be fair, I also feel that there's all these other types of play. Like, what I feel is it's a very complex game of a whole bunch of attributes. Like, and I mean, to me, free will also always goes back to like nature versus nurture. People, we can't really define what makes a person. And in both of those cases, free will is never a factor. Like whether it's nature or nurture, you don't get a choice in it. You just have to understand and deal with how that is.
Oh, and as the seed is what you're saying. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everything that you said so far, I don't disagree with. I think that, especially when it comes to nature versus nurture, I don't think there's a versus there. I think they both play significant roles.
I agree.
I always imagine that a human, if you wanted to compare humans to art, I would imagine, and this is for you, Allie, I would imagine a human is born as a blank canvas in a specific shape, in a specific shade. Like they have it's a specific color canvas, and it's a specific shape canvas. And from there, as they experience things, the type of paint that's added to it, and the type of, strokes, and what the picture becomes, and whether using pastels or oil or, spray paint or something. Like, I feel like that's what actually creates the painting. But no two people are going to come out with the same exact shape and the same exact based color. And
I agree with you.
And so I think that there's inherent things about you that are true and going to be true that you don't have control over. For instance, I'm going to like strawberry ice cream. However, I think like what Allie was saying, I think that you have to go through life and experience things and struggle in order to figure out what it is that who you actually truly are. Like if we are beings that were created in like a Matrix simulation, we have to go through life and try stuff and try different things to figure out like, oh, so this is another line of code in my coding that I like strawberry ice cream. But I think that it takes free will to do that, because you could actively not learn anything about yourself and just float through life.
I feel that if we go back to the painting thing, I say 100% you're right about everything about that metaphor is 100% correct. My question to you is, when did the painting ever decide what was going to happen to it?
No, I agree with you. Like, the painting doesn't get to choose what happens to it. However, I think if we're still using the painting metaphor, it's kind of like making the choice of what the image becomes. or if there is an image.
That's the thing. The painting never makes that choice.
But I think the painting does. Because this is the thing. As you learn things about yourself, you can actively choose to...
You're not being the painting then. You're being the painter.
Yes. Yeah. But I think you play a part in it. Because this is the thing. We wouldn't have things like metacognition. Like, you wouldn't be able to thinking about things if you didn't have any actual free will.
Why not?
Because there wouldn't be any point. Like, you would never go. You would just be a simulation. A simulation. You would just.
That's not necessarily true.
You would just think about things.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
We talked about AI, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We've gotten AI to a point where it has its own meta-analysis, whether or not it's real or not real,
right?
Whatever. But AI has thought about. It's like had these concept thoughts.
Right.
AI is 100% program, and we know that.
Right.
We may not understand what the program is, but we know that that's not free will.
Right.
Why do you think we're different?
Because I'm not saying that we're different. I think we would just be a level above AI.
But my point is, yeah, we can have more complex code. That doesn't mean it's free. We just have a more complex code.
Yeah, but this is the thing is I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that I think we have a lot more choice than you're saying we have. That's all.
And I'm saying, where is that choice?
In the inherent.
You just don't experience that choice.
Or
what do you mean?
Or maybe this is the thing. Maybe for you, it isn't choice. Maybe you are enacting what you are supposed to be, which is just it's not disagreeing with what I believe or what Allie believes. It's just believing it in a different way.
What does that mean, though? We're talking about whether or not I have free will, right?
Right.
I feel Daquan, sometimes I feel like you see like everything in so black and white, and it's like it's either this way or this way, and like I feel like there's gray. There's only gray.
I have feelings. Feelings don't matter, and I understand people's natural reaction to this. But at the end of the day, yes, I understand people say I view things black and white, because at the end of the day, things are or are not. There is no gray. It's just that we don't know what that answer is. And I'm fine with us not knowing. I'm fine with looking at something as like, is this black or white? And I'm like, I don't know. But me not knowing doesn't make it gray. It just means I don't know whether or not it is black or white.
I feel that. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if it's a difference of perspective. Because the truth is, we all see the same color differently.
Yes.
And I think that the truth about it is you will never actually know what green is to another person.
Yep. I agree.
Think about what I'm saying, Allie. Think about how mind blowing this is.
I agree, and I think that's annoying. That's all.
I think it's so fascinating that a person can see green, and to me, what they see as green is actually red. But they'll always see that color, and I'll always see that color, and we'll both call it green. But unless I take my metaphysical self and put it inside of their body and physically see through their eyes, then I would be like, what are you talking about? That's red. Like, that color that you see right there is red. It's not green. And I think that's fascinating. And it's the same with the way that we perceive time. Like a second to you isn't a second to me. However, it's the same. Like that one tick on the clock is the same. We measure that the same. However, we experience
how you
it
experience it differently. But it gets to my point. I don't really care about how I'm experiencing that second. I only care about that actual thing of measure. Yes, you're 100% right. I'll never know.
You care about the existence of the second.
I care about objectivity. And the way I discover objectivity is by taking all of our different perspectives and just constantly putting them up against each other and finding the thing that matches.
That's gotten you to this point, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
I said that's gotten you all the way up to this point, huh?
Yeah.
I think you need to go on a Magic 8-Ball date.
I think you do too.
What? Okay, one, not opposed to that.
On a Magic 8-Ball date.
Yes.
Says outlook not so good.
Can't do it now. The 8-Ball has spoken.
Used and abused.
I will be fine.
This Magic 8-Ball has actually been spot on all night. That's all I gotta say.
No, man.
Bada boom, baby.
Look, man. The Magic 8-Ball knows all.
Yeah.
Fate is what it is.
Fate
you can't
is
fight
what it is. I agree with that statement. I do think that
I just showed the Magic 8-Ball and it says you may rely on it. So
I do think that fate is inevitable. Like, there are certain things in your life that will come to pass, and I think there's certain things.
Life, death, taxes, right?
Okay, that sounds like you have you on a soapbox a little bit, but okay. I saw this is a tangent, but I really want to 3D print a tiny soapbox, and then each time somebody like comes into my office and like starts ranting about something, I just want to like while they're talking, just like slowly take this tiny soapbox figurine and set it on my desk. Until they realize that I have the soapbox is there.
That's petty, but okay.
It is petty. But I'm not saying you can't be on your soapbox. I
understand, but it's just a natural. I don't know. I'm used to people being on their soapbox. I'm like, yeah, this is what you do. People come here. This is the thing. Go on, get on. Look, I'm pro soapbox.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a very enlightening conversation. Any final takeaways? Allie, you can go first because you go first.
I believe in destiny. That things will happen just like by chance, but I also think that I have the capability to create my own destiny as well.
Cool. Daquan?
You can't fight fate.
I agree. I think this is what I've learned this past year. My hardest year of life yet. I believe that you can actively work towards your purpose in life and be heading down the wrong path doing it. And somebody could come along and smack you and say, now you gotta walk all the way back there, turn around, and come back down the right path. And I think that that's what I experienced last year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Everybody, this has been the Fate Fighters. Thanks so much for tuning in.
It's been the real deal.
Oh man, I don't. Oh.
Not a very happy ending.
I didn't agree to this. Was this at the meeting? I wasn't there. Like,
not been a happy ending, but that's okay because it's the real deal.